Welcome to the third day of PGVIS. This is the first paper presentation of the day. And the first speaker is Guo Lixin from Seoul University, talking about Tabula Rasa, reinterpreting sound, space, and the senses. This talk is inspired by Arvo Pärt about Tabula Rasa. So, without any further ado, please welcome Guo Lixin. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Dear professors, students, and everyone participating, it's a great pleasure to be here at this presentation. First, permit me to introduce myself. My name is Guo Lixin, a Chinese international student studying for my PhD from the Seoul University. In 2024, during my third semester in South Korea, I participated in this event as an assistant. This event gave me a new understanding of the new development direction of music performance forms in the new era. Thanks to my professor and team from the Department of Korean Music at Conservatory of Music, I am proud to present my paper on the theme of this event, Tabula Rasa, that I participated in. Before giving a detailed introduction to Tabula Rasa, I would like to invite everyone to take a moment, like 30 seconds to 1 minute, to ponder from your own perspective. How can you engage in secondary creation of an already published album without altering its original works? Let's have a little time for 30 seconds. Yeah, I believe everyone should have your own answer right now. Next, please join me in exploring Tabula Rasa from 3 perspectives: the album itself, and the event and my perspective as a participant, and another meaning of this theme, with a question and your answer in your mind. Here comes the album. Tabula Rasa was the title of the first ECM recording of Pairs music released in 1984. The CD includes brushes for violin and piano, cantos in memory of Benjamin Britten, brushes for 12 cellos, and Tabula Rasa. Here comes to the composer himself. Arvo Pärt is an Estonian composer of contemporary classical music. Since the late 1970s, Pärt has worked in a minimalist style that employs ting-ting-nabu, a compositional technique he invented. Pärt's music is in part inspired by Gregorian chant. His most performed works include Frashes, Mirror in Mirror, and For Alina. From 2011 to 2018, and against in 2022, Pärt was the most performed living composer in the world, and the second most performed in 2019, after John Williams. The Arvo Pärt Center in Losma was opened to the public in 2018. Yeah, here is a brief introduction of this composition style named ting-ting-nabu. Ting-ting-nabu is a compositional style created by Arvo Pärt himself, characterized by a minimalist approach and the use of 2 distinct voice types, an M voice, which means melody voice, and a T voice, which means ting-ting-nabu voice. The T voice abrogates the tonic trait, while the M voice moves diatonically, often in stepwise motion. This style, inspired by chant music and religious experiences, often results in slow, meditative tempos and a focus on simplicity and clarity. After briefly understanding the background, I will present the activities that at that time to you in chronological order to see videos and pictures. First, before this whole event, in order to familiarize participants with the theme, we organized a small documentary screening to introduce the composer and his style, facilitating a smooth progression of the upcoming activities. Here is some photos. The event at that time was mainly divided into 4 parts, including PGVIS, Silentium, Tabula Rasa, and Cantus. They were held in different places with the intention of expanding the influence of the event. Let's see PGVIS first. This activity was a performance completed under the guidance of Professor Kim by several people, including me. We participated in this course. The performance is divided into 4 parts and consists of, first one, electronic music and Gregorian chant. Second one is mirror in the mirror. Third one is PGVIS, and the last one is a percussion performance which names Break the Shadow. Firstly, we turned off all the lights in the venue and used only candles for illumination to maintain a mysterious atmosphere. The connection between every part was facilitated by a bell, you can see from here, which means Tintin Nagui, hung in the center of the venue. The performer would ring it at the beginning and the end of each section as a sign of start and finish. The second and third section of the performance was the second creation based on the original works from the album. You can see the second one and third one. And the first and last sections were performed based on improvised electronic music. In the performance of the last section, after playing electronic music and percussions, we broke a part of the mirrors at the end of the performance. You can see under our foot, there are some mirrors, symbolizing our liberation from some of our own cognitive limitations. This is the first program. And second one, Silentium. It's based on the music from the album Tabula Rasa. The pieces are divided into 5 parts. PGVIS for violin and piano, Cantus, PGVIS for 12 cellos. Tabula Rasa is been divided into 2 parts because it's pretty long. First one is from Blues to Komodo, and the second one is from Silentium to Senzamoto. This is a performance that expresses through a dampening of directors. Here's some photos. You can see this is the last part. We marked it as Tabula Rasa 2. And this is Silentium. This is also Silentium. In this performance, all actors were only required to use their own deemed appropriate behaviors to depict walls, windows, and mirrors, with additional requirements for each part. For example, in the first part, PGVIS, for violin and piano, we were instructed to move freely. But in the second section, Cantus, we were instructed not to make too many movements and so on. Under these rules, the performance was successfully completed. And then let's watch the video of the first part purchase. Here is finished. The third one, named Tabula Rasa, is like an exhibition in the Seoul. In this exhibition, located in the standalone villa in Itaewon, the designer decorated to the room based on the feelings they gained from listening to the album, intending to express their understanding of the album through the design and introduce it to immerse the audience in it. You can see it or even lie down anywhere in the villa, enjoy different tracks in different rooms, or choose to explore the designer's ideas in the display content and discover your own understanding of the album. The last one, Kansas. This is a concluding performance and tea party held in Huachuan, located in the southern part of Seoul. After the series of content was completed, we invited some musical enthusiasts and personnel from related fields to participate in it, and played a series of performances mainly featured in the works of Arvo Pärt. One performance in silent hymn was presented as a final segment. Here you can see from the list the last one, marking the end of this series of performances. Now let's take a look at summaries of these four performances or presentations. The first one, PGVIS, is represents the collision and fusion of different musical genres and the design of the performance venue atmosphere. The second performance, Silent Hymn, represents a fusion of music itself and random action designs. The third performance exhibited one's understanding of music through the design of the environment and introduces it. The fourth and the last performance is like a Renaissance Italian music group conducting research and discussion on music at a small banquet. I believe these methods are all answers to the question I raised firstly. Of course, I'm sure everyone here also has their own answers now. Now that the introduction is over, let's return to the topic itself. I believe that after seeing the word Tabula Rasa itself, some people making an understanding of its philosophical significance, which is also what I want to introduce to you after the introduction, the theory of the tabulas. From a philosophical perspective, Tabula Rasa is the idea of individuals being born empty of any built-in mental content, so that all knowledge comes from later perceptions or sensory experiences. Proponents typically form the extreme nurture side of the nature versus nurture debate, arguing that humans are born without any nature psychological traits and that all aspects of one's personality, social and emotional behavior, knowledge or sapience, are later imprinted by one's environment onto the mind as one would onto a white wax tablet. This idea is the central view posited in the theory of knowledge known as empiricism. The meaning of Tabula Rasa is also what I want to emphasize this time, based on the activities you just saw, before and even during the performance, unlike performances like symphony, dance, and drama that we usually participate in, where we just need to follow the required content. You actually follow your own heart and present according to some little tiny fixed requirements while combining your own understanding during the performance. Therefore, each performance has its own uniqueness and reproducibility due to the random music, which I believe is the most understanding and memorable features of this event. And at the end, I will play a video edited in a fragmented way for this event as a conclusion of my presentation. Yeah, thank you for listening.